think, Paul?
Well, Senator Flake is one of the most conservative members of the Republican Party. And I think this speech actually, he gave it on the Senate floor. And I think it'll be an important part of the history of this era. Because I think President Trump's only 1 year into a 4-year no-cut contract. But I think he's already distinguished himself as a liar. Remember Shakespeare said, Macbeth doth murder truth. Donald Trump murders, Macbeth doth murder sleep. Donald Trump murders truth. 2/3 of the American people think he's not honest in this week's Quinnipiac poll. Leading members of his own party point that out. His first real act as president was to lie to the American people. It's about something stupid, as Senator Flake said in his speech today, the size of his crowd. But he has been actually counted by fact checkers. The Washington Post's Glenn Kessler has counted 2,000 lies in less than a year. He is an extravagant, extraordinary liar who's brought this moral rot to the American presidency, and a member of his own party calling him out on that, I think, is historically significant. Not politically, this is not going to help get a budget passed or whatever, but I think it's terribly important because it is part of a larger picture. When you compare our president, my president, to Joseph Stalin, to Rodrigo Duterte, the dictator in the Philippines, to Bashar Assad, the dictator in Syria, that's extraordinary. I've never even heard Democrat.
Do you think that's a fair comparison?
No,
in the sense that they lie, yes, he is a liar.
They're known for other things too, Paul.
But this was a speech. This was a speech about attacking the press, and this president attacks the press. I would extend that because he doesn't only attack the press. He calls federal judges so-called judges and attacks them because they are a check on his power. He's said the FBI is in tatters because they're investigating him. He says the CIA is like the Gestapo, and he attacks the press. He attacks any check on his power because he would like to be like Duterte, Assad, Putin, Stalin. That's his goal. He's an autocrat.
I have to let you respond to that.
Yeah, I think it's completely out of bounds to compare the President of the United States to Stalin, who killed millions of people. I mean, this shows just how personal it's become for the creatures of the swamp, those in Washington, that if they can't get it their way, then they're going to go to lob attacks like this. And it goes back to my earlier point that what did Senator Flake think he was going to accomplish by this? I mean, it's pretty clear that the Republican Party has shifted a lot ever since he first got here 18 years ago. He's no longer relevant. He would lose his primary if he tried to run for re-election this go round, and so basically he's bitter.
I've even heard some Democratic observers, Paul, say I don't know if he should be compared to Stalin, and they have raised that question. However, John McCain takes a more nuanced approach in an op-ed that he wrote. He said, and also from Arizona, he said